I'd like to welcome everyone to the Town of Dudley Council on Aging meeting. Before we start our meeting, we'll recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jim, would you like to take attendance?
Okay. All right. Alice?
Here.
Beatrice?
Jim?
Emma?
Here.
Josephine is not here. Pellegrino? Here. Walter? Here. Katerina?
Here.
All right. B, would you like to read the minutes?
Open meeting Pledge of Allegiance attendance. Chair Alice Langlois opened the meeting at 3:30 p.m. The Pledge of Allegiance was then recited. Mr. Durario took attendance. The present were Alice Langlois, Emma Cody, Josephine Boterio, Jim Durario, and new member Catherine DeRosia. Welcome, Kathy. Town Administrator Greg Balakonis and COA Secretary Joan Godicki were also in attendance. Members Walter Birakowski and Beatrice Bouvier were absent. Mrs. DeRosia read the minutes, after which Mr. Durario made a motion to accept as read. Mrs. DeRosia second unanimous 5-0 vote. The Town Administrator Greg Balakonis addressed the letter he received from Ms. Langlois on behalf of the COA. Dog permit relief for seniors over 70 years of age. Mr. Balakonis told the board that if it wanted to pursue this issue, an article would be needed to be placed on the ATM warrant for the annual town meeting to be held on May 23, 2016, to vote to waive the dog permit for residents over 70. He recommended a vote of the COA to request the selectmen to place an article on the warrant for the May town meeting. He also noted that the town needs the money, but the fee in Dudley is high. Mr. Balakonis will draft the article. Automatic door opener for Town Hall. Mr. Balakonis checked pricing for the door opener, which he found to be $5,470 for the outside right door, with a button inside for the outside door and a button on the inside for the inside door. He suggested to place an article on the town meeting warrant for the funding. Mr. Durario believes that this is a very important matter and that it should be done before the town meeting. He would like to use the COA mass funds to get this done. Discussion then took place on the elevator lift, which was never completed when the building was done. The cost to commission the lift is $5,000. Mr. Balakonis believes that we can survive without decommissioning the lift, but the door openers are important. Mr. Balakonis asked for a vote to endorse, requesting the sum of $5,470 for the purpose of door openers and closers and the necessary buttons to operate the system. Mrs. Cody recommended sending an email to Emmett Mazzo regarding when the COA 16 fund will be received and what they may be used for. Mr. Balakonis will email Mr. Mazzo, Mr. Ormention, asking for donations for the doors, but that cannot be done by the COA board and would need to be done by Friends of the COA, which is non-existent. Letter to the Town Administrator, discussed above. Mr. Balakonis then spoke about the memo he distributed to apartment heads, informing employees that they must park in the permitted space along the road or in the back spaces along the fence. This will leave spaces for the seniors to park in the center. He thanks Selectman Peter Fox, who was instrumental in getting extra handicap parking places in front of the building. Mr. Balakonis then suggested voting on the town meeting article for the dog licensing and also to use the grant money for the purpose of the door opening, subject to getting confirmation back that is an eligible use. Mrs. Langlois read the letter from the Knitters, who in November continued their reading program at the Mason Road School and distributed 121 pairs of mittens to the kindergarten students, 116 hats to all first graders. In December, with the veterans, agents, and local veterans, they visited veterans in Brookside Nursing Home, Webster Manor, and Lanessa Nursing Home, and gave 5 black robes to the veterans. Working with the Dudley Lions Club, they gave 99 hats, scarves, and mittens that were enclosed in Christmas baskets. For the mitten tree at the First Congregational Church, they gave hats, mittens, and scarves. Several items were also given to the Dudley Police Department for its Christmas project. To the neonatal unit at Worcester Memorial Hospital, they gave 59 hats and booty sets, 3 burial grounds, 37 blankets, and 16 large blankets, 113-piece set of blankets, hats, and booties. They would welcome new members to join them at the Senior Center on Tuesday and Wednesday from 1 to 3 p.m. Donations of yarn are also appreciated. Elaine Navasatko and Carolyn Earp sent the letter. Financial report. The COA 16 grant has a credit balance of $1,369.10, and the COA mass account balance is $12,051.98. There is still $540 in the elevator account. $1,344.36 left in the expenditure. The general fund balance for the COA is $67.05. Mr. Dorio made a motion to accept as read. Mrs. Vittorio seconded unanimous 5-0. Coordinator's report. Mrs. Cody read the report for the December 2015, January 2016 attached. Coordinator Margaret Busso thanked Ms. Bocherio for the help decorating the senior center for the Christmas party, as well as many elves and people for their service. Mrs. Cody made a motion to accept. Mr. Dorio second, unanimous 5-0. Ms. Langlois then read a year-end thank you letter from the coordinator, Syria. Mrs. Cody made a motion to accept the calendar as printed. Mr. Dorio second, unanimous 5-0. Other businesses. The next meeting of the Council of Aging will be held Tuesday, February 16th, 2016 at 3:30 in the Dudley Municipal Complex, Veteran Memorial Hall, Room 321A. Mrs. Cody made a motion to adjourn. Mr. Dorio second, unanimous. Meeting adjourned at 4:15. Remitted, respectfully submitted by Joan Gardecki.
Would someone like to make a motion to accept the minutes as read?
There's an error, I think. They read 5 black robes. This is printed 50 black robes to veterans. On the second page.
I have 50.
50.
What do you?
I have 50, but it was read. Being read it, it's 5.
Oh, okay. All right.
It is 50.
But the report is correct, though.
I'll make a motion to accept.
I second.
All in,
Those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Those against.
On the ATM warrant article, this has to do with what we spoke about last month regarding the door openers and the dog permit waivers. So I'd like to make a motion to have our town administrator, Greg Baluconis, submit an article at the town meeting to endorse requesting the sum of $5,470 for the purposes of door openers and closures and the necessary buttons to operate the system. Someone second it?
No, somebody has to make the motion.
Oh, I said I'd like to make a motion.
You can't.
No? Oh, okay, will someone make a motion to accept?
Just a discussion for a moment.
Yeah.
Do we need to identify specifically where it is as opposed to the other entrance, which I don't think is necessary?
I
I mean,
don't.
that is usually the main entrance, but just for
I don't
clarity
think we
purposes.
need to.
I have a question about that. According to the state of Massachusetts, all buildings should be handicapped accessible. So why?
It is handicap accessible.
except for the doors.
Yeah.
Well, how do you get in the building?
No, it is handicap accessible through the other
To the other door.
entrance on the second floor on the
On
other
the second floor
side.
it is, but not
Well,
on
it
the
is
first
here
floor.
too, because it's level, anybody can, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? You don't-
Handicapped accessible.
Yeah.
And we talked
is in
about
one way,
that
and
last month.
yeah.
The reason being that when this was planned out, that was supposed to be the entrance, not this one.
Yeah, yeah.
So has a motion been made?
Yeah, but-
Are we-
I make a motion to accept the way it was read.
I'll second that.
Okay. And,
Amendment?
Vote on it.
okay, I'd like to make a motion to,
Motion has been made,
okay.
so now all we need is a vote.
okay, I'd like to, well, how do you,
Everybody.
Take a vote.
All in favor?
oh, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, somebody seconded already?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Also like to make, someone to make a motion to have the town administrator, Greg Balucona, submit an article to the town meeting in May to vote to waive the dog permit fee for residents over the age of 70. Someone like to make a motion?
I would. I think that's important also, because a lot of senior people, especially people that are by themselves, have to have some kind of companionship for their mental well-being.
Yes.
I second it.
Yeah, just for discussion purposes, I think the cost of a license is $20.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and that if there's a failure to get one, I understand there is a fine of at least $50, probably enforceable by the town or the state, so it can be an expensive proposition in terms of individuals. So I heartily concur with what has been said, and that I think people should be recognized and something done for the seniors of this town.
He understands,
Well,
according to what I read just today, that he knows that the fees for the dog licenses in the town of Dudley are extremely high.
Well, I don't know whether that's a factor or not.
Is a fact, because I know Webster's is
No,
not.
I understand that, but in terms of cost, the number of people over 70 is estimated to be about, I think it was 1,500 people.
Yeah.
So the monetary cost of doing that is probably in the vicinity of $4,000 or $5,000 at most, and that's probably on the high side. So I don't think it's a lot to ask of the town to support the seniors at that point
I don't
for a very small item to most of us. However, it becomes a problem as far as people over 70. So, in the discussion, you want to come up to a vote?
I think, did you say that's run $5,000, you said?
Somewhere in that
No,
vicinity?
no, we discussed that last month, and that's...
It was 2,000.
We have 20, well, it came to like 2,500. All of the, we had to count of the seniors, over 70, and it came to 2,500.
You went
Not
up to
$5,000.
2,500?
Yeah,
I thought all of them had.
because, I don't know, Audible...
How'd you get the number?
Joan, well, the Greg, I don't know if Greg said it, or
We have.
we had already, discussed this the
$12.
last time.
There's like an,
Oh, one
Excuse
person at
me.
a time.
from a letter to Greg, there was 115 seniors over 70 years old owning dogs with an estimated dollar impact of $2,500.
Is that something that
Well,
is
you
on
wouldn't-
his state, he quoted?
That was the letter that we sent to Greg.
So we sent it, so that was my best estimate at that point.
Yeah.
So it's something that we recognize, about $2,500,
Yeah.
which is not a lot of money in terms of the town finances.
But-
And it's something that the seniors, I think, should get some benefit from. I'm totally in favor of it in all aspects of it.
Well, we have to go before the zoning, not the zoning, but before the board of the selectmen to bring that up to them.
Yeah.
And Greg, he also said, start with the 20, and then if you gotta sell at least 10, then you might get it.
I'm sorry I didn't get
Well-
that, Jim.
When you go before the board, that's what you want. You want all the people are 70-year-old not paying nothing. You start with that. If they give you, then he said, well, about meet halfway, so there'd be at least $10 for the people.
Yeah, if they would
and
say
they might
no.
vote for that. They might go for that.
Yes.
Well,
At least get a discount.
You know,
At least
well,
to get-
considering what this town outlays for other things,
Yes.
they rearranged furniture in the town hall here for cost of about $16,000. So I think that would take priority, as far as I'm concerned, to something like this. And it's not a costly item. It's really a small amount of money.
Yeah.
Is this the same?
We have to understand that seniors are important in this town, and it's about
Yes,
time we
yeah.
start doing something for them. That's been my pitch all the way along.
If you go before the finance, the board finance with this thing here, you think it might be better because they know what kind of money they got, they know what they could do, what they cannot do.
You can ask Michelle, see, she's their secretary.
Yeah, I know.
No, I think,
know.
Jim, I think we start by authorizing, as far as we're concerned, we've covered what he asked to do, and then he places it in the appropriate hands to get something done. Otherwise, we're just delaying the process. Okay, want to take a vote? Chairman, you want to call for a vote?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Call for a
Honey.
vote, Chairman.
I'll vote to what?
To
So what do we discuss right now,
We just,
honey? You know,
we
what do
just
discuss?
agreed, all of us agreed as a unit, that we're bringing it to the attention of Greg to put it on the town warrant.
Well, that's what we're voting for. That's what I
That's what I'm
just said.
saying, we haven't voted yet.
Oh, okay, then I'd like to make a motion to vote to have our town administrator. I
You have
already
the
read all
motion
that.
in the second.
Okay.
But you need to
Yeah.
vote.
All right, a vote to
Approve.
accept?
Everybody
Yeah,
in
if
favor?
everybody agrees,
Okay. Does everyone agree to accept?
Yes.
everybody say aye.
I agree.
Aye.
Okay. Sorry about that, but I'm confused.
Just trying to get a formality, you know.
As an after note on that, since the seniors are willing and voluntarily paying for the handicapped accessible doors downstairs, it's only right that town should reciprocate,
Well, they're not paying for it per se.
but we are.
No, we haven't, we're not agreeing
It's
to
not
pay
on the
for it.
warrant
I mean,
yet.
they're talking about $5,500, and we still have $500 that hasn't been transferred. And that's the extent of what we're talking about transferring to them, and I don't know why it hasn't been done. But that's a question mark in my mind, because we talked about it several times. I don't know whether there's some hitch that we can't do it. It's in an account for the Council on Aging. We know where the money came from. It was the result of a cake sale that seniors had. And I don't know what the problem is in terms of transferring it to an account that the town would have. There's nothing in there right now. There's $570 that we're willing to contribute unless there is some reason why we can't do that. In reading some of the information, it sounded like it had to come from the Friends of Council on Aging. We don't have such an entity, so that we can't do that per se. So I'd like to get that cleaned up somehow by the,
I think I can help out, Walter. Because the funds were meant specifically for the elevator, the 540, it has to be approved at town meeting.
Right.
it was elevator or similar purposes, to my understanding. And that's a similar purpose to assist elderly.
Well, it's just in the elevator account.
I know it's entitled that, but in terms of the transfer, the discussion has been, it has to be transferred to a like kind of project. And to me, it sounds like the doors are a like kind of project. If that needs to be cleared up, so be it, but, that's my understanding of it.
I think this has
We
to
have-
go on the town warrant before.
we-
That's what
we
we're
have
talking
to-
about doing.
We have to do
There would
that.
have to be another letter written, right?
We made a
To,
suggestion,
got it.
we suggested the last
Well,
time,
maybe we could just-
if we use the $5,000 of the senior account. And Greg said that we can't just do it. We have to go before,
The town.
so,
Has that been
If
presented
everybody,
as
if
such?
everybody agrees, maybe we're gonna have that door open soon. If we want the town to pay, we're never gonna have it.
Well, it's been 25 years without one. I don't know what a matter of a month or so is going to make,
But I
Jim.
think we could get a lot cheaper. I think $5,500 is a lot of money. It's only little thing they put on the door,
Yeah,
electric.
try pricing it, Jim.
Well,
I'm not an expert on it,
no,
but
no, I'm gonna give some
Everything
information
is
myself too.
expensive.
Okay, I think we've had enough discussion on that subject. Can we move on to correspondence? I have a little bit something here, the state ethics regarding training. The Public Education and Communication Division of the Chief State Ethics Commission is scheduling conflict of interest training. The town of Southbridge is hosting a training on Thursday, April 14, 2016, from 6 to 7:30 p.m. in council chambers. Southbridge will be inviting its department heads, town council, and committee board chairpersons. Please call Yvonne Tortis at 508-764-5405 with any questions.
Have you been for a second? What was that number again?
508-764.
You got them on yours.
Yeah, you should have it on,
It's my cousin.
What is this training about? Conflict of interest training. Do you have any information on what that's about?
do you know what it's all about, Joan, the state of ethics training?
there is a computer program connected to the state where you have to answer a number of questions relative to it. The coordinator of the senior center would be glad to help you out. Now, I would expect that there are some people on the committee that have already done this
actually have
at some
done that,
point.
yeah.
I'm not necessary,
You just
I
go
don't
on the
think it's
computer and answer
necessary to
some
do it
questions.
over again, but for
Yeah.
those people who haven't taken it,
Yeah.
I would suggest talking to Margaret.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, now the financial report. I just want to let everyone know that the town of Dudley has received a grant of $17,829 from the Department of Elder Affairs. After today's meeting, the financial report will no longer be read. If anyone has any questions regarding any financial issues, you can contact Deborah Thibodeau at 508-949-8016. I'd like to make a motion to vote to
Can't,
No.
not have the financial report read anymore.
You can't make the motion.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to not have the financial report read anymore.
I second the
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Okay, the coroner's report.
Council on Aging report submitted by the coordinator, Margaret Bouchier. It's for February 2016. First item on the agenda is near and dear to my friend over here. Jimmy Dees will return on February 26th. He's been absent for a few months. Jim has been busy tending to matters of concern of his. Hooray, we've been waiting for meatballs and pasta. Tickets are available now. Please see Alice, Inga, or Margaret. We hope to see you there. Ciao for now, baby. The cost of that is there a discount for senior centers, people?
You're already getting it.
$4.
Yeah, $4,
It's
yeah.
$4 per person, and it's well worth the price.
Well, just imagine what they get.
Yes, they get plenty to eat, no question about it. It's one of the highlights of the senior center activity. Save the dates. We received 2 cultural council grants. One is called Little White House Cabaret Theater of Song and Story, which is going to take place on April 15th, featuring Mary Jo Mychak. That's the best I can pronounce it. The second cultural grant is for Songs of the Civil War by Roger Tinknell, which will take place here on May 9th. We thank the Dudley Cultural Council for supporting these programs for the seniors. Next item is we received 2 grants from the Mass Council on Aging. One is for a grief support group 2 times a month for 6 months, with an option to continue 6 more months, depending on us securing a group leader and participation. The second grant is for a one-day Live Your Life Well. You can handle life's hurdles. We can show you how event. The date is yet to be determined, perhaps in early spring. I am waiting for the guidelines of what's required of the Dudley Council on Aging. Grief support. Anyone seeking a grief counseling group should call the Senior Center. Please leave your name and contact number, and Margaret will get back to you. We are currently meeting 2 times a month at the Dudley Municipal Building. If you are suffering a loss of any kind and want to talk to someone, please give us a call. Perhaps we can help. The program is free and supported by a grant from the Massachusetts Council on Aging. And then lastly, on a regular basis, Panera Bread donation is made and arrives here at the Senior Center on Friday mornings at 10:15 for you to choose from after that time. And that's the extent of it.
Okay. Would someone like to make a motion to accept the coordinator's report?
I'll make a motion to accept the report
Second.
as read.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. In other business, I have just some information from Margaret regarding, different things. Like on February 2nd, there's a happy birthday cake right after lunch around noon, and it's free, sponsored by Brookside Rehab. And again, on February 26th, there's Jimmy D's Little Italian Lunch. And as you know, tickets are available for $4, and the menu includes ziti, meatballs, salad, bread, dessert, coffee, tea, and a small glass of house wine. And also, because it's Lent this month, we'll have a meatless, sauce. And are you going to have ravioli?
And have ravioli with it, yes.
Okay, ravioli and the usual meatballs. So we hope you will join us. And on February 29th, Tri-Valley Baked Potato Bar with all the toppings you can think of, and then some. Assembly required. So respond to Margaret if you would like to attend. Monday and Friday, Tri-Valley Lunch Clubs are now served at 11:30 a.m. Please call Senior Center to reserve your meal. And also a bi-monthly grief support group. I know some of this has been mentioned already, but I'll, grant from the MCOA has begun. If you would like more information about this free support group, call the COA office as 508-949-8010, extension 3, and leave your contact information. And on the regular schedules is chair yoga with Joanna Liberty from 10:30 to 11:30. That's $2. And the hula hoop to the music of the 50s and 60s at 1 p.m. to 1:45 p.m. Free fun exercise. Give it a go and see if you'll still got it, or maybe you'll like to learn how. That's February 1st, 8th, 22nd, and 29th. Call Margaret for more info. And Tuesday, there's card pitch and the Dudley Senior Women's Needleworkers Group. And on Wednesday, there's Scrabble and the Needleworkers. Thursday is cribbage. Friday is the Panera Bread donation. And seniors, did you know you are welcome to attend any of our programs or events no matter where you live? Don't be shy. Come join us if you see anything you like on our schedule. That's an official invitation.
How could I Scrabble?
No, I thought I said Scrabble. Scrabble on Wednesdays.
And on Friday, our little tiny bingo,
Oh, she didn't put anything about the bingo, but we do have bingo on Fridays.
a little tiny itty-bitty bingo.
Okay, so,
I want to mention something, Annie.
okay.
What?
I'd like to mention to the people that buy the tickets for the Jimmy D. Pasta dinner. I appreciate it for the people who wants meatless, spaghetti or meatball, whatever. I like them to call my number, because I have to buy so much of the stuff. I know how much ziti I have to buy, but I don't know how much ravioli I have to buy. I have to have some kind of a number. So please contact me at my house. It's 508-461-1000. 9424. So this way I know just how much ravioli I have to buy it. Or some other things, I don't know.
Or Jimmy has to eat all of it.
So, because, you know, the last time, you know,
When you order the tickets.
remember the last time, everybody, I went, so who wants this, wants that, and then everybody wants a ravioli. You said you wanted, I know, but I bought it just for the people who don't eat the meat.
At the time, you didn't say that.
Okay, is there any other business to be discussed?
Yeah, I just have
don't think so.
one item I'd like to bring up. The job of the Council on Aging, as you know, from, I don't know what the rules of the council, but the primary reason for its existence is to advocate for seniors. And it's one of the things that we need to keep in mind all the time. And what I would like to do is like challenge the people on the committee to come up with a single thing that they think might be necessary for the seniors. I think we've made some progress in the past about the parking space for one. We're talking about pets of seniors, talking about the door. These are specific things. Try and come up with something you think might be good for the benefit of the seniors. If you can't, that's fine too. If you have more than one thing, then get the information to the chairman so that she knows what you are interested in, and, you know, come up with something. If you can't, you can't. So be it. But let's just keep that in mind, that we're looking for a way to better the lives of our seniors, and everything that we do is of a cost, okay? There is no getting around it. Per se, we don't have a budget, as I've discussed with some of you. We don't have a budget to spend the money, okay? The money that's in the accounts is a senior center account. It's not, it's labeled Council on Aging, but it's not a Council on Aging money to spend. We can talk to people or let Greg know what we're interested in, or work it through the coordinator who handles the normal budget for the year. And if we feel that it's something that we want to pursue, then there are avenues to do that, whether it be sending a letter to the selectmen or whatever. I think the prime thing that I've learned in the past couple of months is that you need to direct it to people very specifically. You know, I thought in some instances by letting Greg be aware of it was not the only way to do it, that we need to go beyond that and get it onto the town warrant, and that's fine. Now, there is an annual town warrant and there is a special town warrant. They're two separate and distinct things. Sometimes the amount of funding available is not available until the secondary meeting. So if there are things that we want to bring up that would cost some money, I think one of the programs that people are advocating is the doors, and Jim brought that up initially, and I think it's a great idea, okay? I see people struggle with those doors day in and day out, handicapped or not handicapped. It's a deal, it's a big deal. I don't think personally it's a big deal for $5,500. Jim, I think you made some reference earlier, and I'm not sure as I understood it, that you're going to take it out of Council on Aging funds or something of that kind.
That's what we decided the last meeting. You weren't here. Greg was
Had
here.
that
No,
ever
we
been
didn't.
voted upon?
No, we didn't vote on it. Like I said before, we can't do anything. We have to go before the selectmen. We got to go for them to approve, even so it's a senior citizen money. We still have to go to them to approve it for us to.
I understand what you're saying, but in my mind, it's not for seniors per se, it's for everybody in town. So
Everyone
I don't
will
think the
benefit.
I don't think the
Right,
council
right.
should pay for something that is really a town responsibility, okay? Because the funds are limited that we have and at our disposal, even though we present it. I mean, if we present it, as we're going to Greg, to let him know we want it on the town warrant, then the Finance Committee will have availability to that memo. Okay, they will know it's there, as will any other requests that we make. So that if we want to pursue it further, perhaps with the Finance Committee, then maybe we should go to the Finance Committee meeting and, say our piece there. But I think, we have to be very open about it and let people know what we're trying to do, and that we're not trying to make the town broke or anything, but I think we need to bring attention to the fact that seniors are a big part of this community, and we've paid a lot of the bills over the course of time,
Lot
and
of
I think they
taxes.
deserve some attention.
See, that's why I brought that up. I said, if the town don't have no money to do, we're never gonna get the doors open. That's why I said, what happened if we take $5,000 out of the senior account, or whatever they wanna call it, money?
I know
And
you've
then-
got a gracious heart, okay, I know you have,
I
okay?
see your point
But
also.
I think it's a case where it's more of a town responsibility than it is a senior center
We
responsibility.
have to
I
put
un-
the horse before the
I
cart.
understand, but this is not gonna happen.
Well,
Like I
we,
said,
we'll
don't have
find
the
out
money.
in May. We'll find out in May.
When May rolls
That's what
around.
we're doing.
No,
Presented in
it's up
May.
to the
It's
town
not
at
gonna
that
get done
point to
overnight.
decide.
Greg has said that what we have to do to go before the selectmen. We have to bring
said we
that
have to
out.
put-
You already said at the last meeting when he was here.
On the
I don't know why it's
warrant.
just an annual report. I don't know why somebody didn't, written down. But he says what we have to go to see if we can do this. Maybe we can't do that either.
Well, it's very definitive in terms of the letter that, of the meeting, the notes, that what we need to do is say, yeah, we agree as a unit to do it, and we send him the information, and he puts it on the town meeting warrant, which is then voted upon by townspeople, not just some people, all people.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? So I think it's going to move forward that way.
Right.
And then if the people don't want the doors, that's their choice at that point. We're just bringing it to the attention of the town, and it's, it's good for the seniors, but it's good for everybody as far as I'm concerned.
Sure it is,
So I'm
Every
just trying to
election-
eliminate, Jim, to
Every
the
election
town's
is when you-
responsibility as opposed to
Well, I
the
know, but
council.
we
I
gotta-
think we might have a
we
good
gotta do
chance of
something,
getting it.
You know,
I would
I
think
do
so.
too.
Like you said, I don't think 5,000,
It's a lot of money.
It's a
When you
lot.
consider what our budget is,
Yeah.
it's somewhere up around $12 million, Jim.
yeah.
I don't think 5,000 is going to break this town.
Now, you probably have a lot of people that are thinking that, yes, that would be nice for those doors to have that
Yeah.
thing on them. But
But
a lot
people
of people
struggle.
aren't stepping forward, but if it's presented
Yes.
for them
Yes,
to
they have a
even
chance
vote
to
on
vote on
at
it.
some point.
Sure, we're
Their
not,
vote
I'm
counts.
sure
Yeah, I
the
think it's gonna be
seniors are
different.
not the only ones that complain about that door.
No, I'm sure.
Can we make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
We can. I second it.
well, we're gonna,
Double down?
In other words, Walter.
Shut up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second?
I
Everybody?
did. Sure.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.